Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the special podcast. This is episode 4. We have tried to record this intro about 3 times already, but there has been some kind of otherworldly intervention. Snowtech lagged out the first time. The microphone just absolutely was awful the second time, and we are hoping on this third attempt that everything will be okay, that everything will be fine. But it's been a little while since our last one, not nearly as long as the difference between episode 2 and 3, but we're going to be talking about Cold War this time, which has now been officially announced. It's no longer BO5, it's not the Boogeyman, so we know what's happening with it now.
Call of Duty, Black Ops 5, Cold Door, Red Ops. You know what I'm saying?
Red Ops Door, Ops 5, 3, 2. War Cold of
There's so little by now though. It's not a lot. We got a trailer.
We got the in-game event. We got
I haven't even seen videos of the in-game event. I don't even know what
Well,
happened.
you should watch my reaction to it on my channel then.
Oh,
you
true. You talking youtube.com/whatever your
whatever the
is.
URL is, dude, my
The Robco
reaction.
Films, I think it is.
What? That's not what that is.
I remember, dude.
Not what that URL is. But oh boy, multiplayer reveal at the time of recording is 3 days away, and we have no idea when the zombies reveal will be, but hopefully it's announced at the end of the multiplayer reveal. I can only hope.
There was leaked multiplayer gameplay.
Yes, there was. There was the original multiplayer leaked gameplay. I think we talked about it in the last episode.
I didn't see that. I only saw the new one that came out like a few days ago.
And yeah, and the most recent one was the leaked footage of the Miami map in the VIP game mode, I think it was.
Miami
and it was all the YouTubers playing together, and just this dude slide canceling all the time, and people are like, the slide animation looks so bad. Like, he was canceling it every time. Shut up.
Dude,
it
looks... I hate the Modern Warfare multiplayer completely. That is my least favorite multiplayer in the series, and it looks just like that. So
it looks like a mix of Modern Warfare and BO4, which I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I never really liked Treyarch's multiplayer in any of their games. Like, people are gonna hate me. I don't like BO1.
I only really liked BO2s.
I don't like BO3. I like BO3 only because of custom games. I hate all of them. I just don't like how they do multiplayer especially with their pick 10 system, and they create a class. I hate that. I feel so strangled.
I like
select what I want.
I like Black Ops and Black Ops 2, but as far as Black Ops 3 and 4 go, I avoid it like the plague. They're both not good.
I don't even think those multiplayers are bad. For me, it's just to create a class system, dude. I really hope they don't do it the pick 10 system.
They probably will, but
they probably will. They think it's the biggest innovation. Oh wow, we limited how many things you can select in your created class. Whoa, how you do that?
Yo, crazy. God. Whoa.
Dude, like they say it every time, the pick 10 system is back. Dude,
it's back and better than ever, and it's like just the same as it was before.
Yeah.
It's like
I think they turned it into like pick 12 for one of the games, and they were like,
we
added pick 12.
We have added brand new wild cards for you to spend your points on it. It's like still people using the same wild cards. Like
yeah, it was the same. Literally the only difference between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1's created class was that you were limited in how much you could select.
Yeah.
Like, and I always hate that. Like, I want to create a class that I have everything. Like, every time I play custom games on Black Ops 3, I always put the created class to the max it can do, because I want to create a fun class. You know? And I hate that.
I get it's for competitive and stuff, but there should be a difference.
Dude, Modern Warfare does it perfectly. That's like the Modern Warfare games in IW, all the Infinity Ward games.
Yeah, they should. They already have league play and they have regular play, and like, come on now, come on.
Yeah.
Pick 10 should only be competitive.
Exactly, I think it's stupid. But they're probably gonna come back. It's like pick fucking.
It's definitely coming back.
It's definitely coming
back. Pick 9 now.
Dude. Get out of here, bro.
Nerfed. More realistic experience, dude.
Also, usually, Treyarch games just have worse hit detection.
Oh, for sure.
Overall. Like they're
Sucks
just
so
worse.
bad. And the gunplay is just that slightly more like the guns all feel like toys.
The
A lot
only
of the
gunplay
time.
I liked from Treyarch was Black Ops 1, just because they actually felt like
Oh,
guns.
oh,
Every time I play modded zombies, like I almost always go for the maps that have Black Ops 1 guns, because they're the
yeah,
best.
yes.
They
And
actually felt like guns,
World at
not
War,
like
I say to an
toys.
extent, also is pretty good in that regard.
Oh yeah, I forgot about World at War, yeah.
World at War
That
is
too was pretty good.
amazing, just
Yeah.
basically in general.
That game is, yeah, I recently replayed the campaign. That fucking game is awesome,
The
dude.
zombies, though, a bit debatable in quality, but you know what I'm saying?
Dude, you gotta respect it, even though it's, it's where it all started. And honestly, Verrucht on World at War, is the best version of Verrucht. I think. It is, dude. It is. It's the best version of Verrucht, dude.
I think I like the BO3 version the most because I can
What?
actually play it, but I like the World at War version more than the BO1 version.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because
Lucky cow,
Verrucht
get the fuck outta here.
Sprinters, that's
Dude, the
good.
World at War version is so much better, though. It's like way more creepier than the.
Oh
Black
yeah,
Ops 3 version.
In terms of like how it actually looks and how it's like the atmosphere is, World at War is the best one easily. But like,
Yeah, which is
in terms
weird
of,
because
like-
you think the remaster would be better.
yeah,
Better anyway.
I think it's just the way that zombies has changed to be less creepy and more fantastical.
Yeah,
And so
I
they
get
just
that.
like everything's a lot less dark, everything's more colorful. You can see a lot of stuff, which is why I like World War II because everything is
Saturation.
less saturated.
Yeah,
and,
saturation be like.
I'm not saying color bad because look at the map that's on screen right now, Raven the Redwoods. Like, it's just
Yeah,
that,
I was
like,
gonna mention IW is really good at like making like a goofy zombies like.
yes, yeah. It's all dependent on the tone that you're going for, and if you change the tone of something before that, it's like Verrucht wasn't meant to be like this colorful, like bright map. Like Verrucht is
Yeah.
meant to be this dark, creepy like asylum with all
That's
these.
not to say that the Black Ops 3 version is a bad version of Verrucht. It's just like I don't think it's as good as the original like creepy atmosphere. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
what
the
kinda made
atmosphere is
Verrucht.
definitely detracted
It's still fun
a lot.
on Black Ops 3. It's definitely really fun, with all the gobble guns and all the new wonder weapons.
Oh,
but,
for sure, yeah.
Like on World at War, it just has that like creepy atmosphere. Like, oh damn, dude, this is like some shit happened here.
Yes. I miss that. I really do. And I'm hoping that. Alright, Cold War zombies, don't let me down here. Alright. Please. Bring
The
us
new
back
engine
to
is
BO1.
awesome.
Bring us back to BO1 zombies, please. The way they
Yes.
think about it. Is where it's
Yeah.
even though the maps kind of dick you over in most of the cases, it's gameplay over story.
zombies, dude. Dude, BO1 zombies is awesome. What are you talking about?
I mean, you got Ascension monkeys, you got the Pentagon Thief, you got like
Pentagon Thief is fun though.
all
dude.
of Shangri-La basically.
Shangri-La,
You've got
dude, do not, in defense of Shangri-La.
you've got
okay?
the
Shangri-La-
astronaut. Okay, let's talk about this real quick because I was on Snowtech's stream. He was streaming Spaceland, and he was talking about just how awful the brute enemy on Spaceland is, and
It is awful.
I'm not having that. I'm a big
I
defender
don't understand
of the brute enemy.
what you see
I'm
in
a
the
big defender of the brute enemy. All right, I think
IW.
he's a great boss
Listen,
enemy.
He's awful. You just shoot him until he dies. There's no weak spot. I guess
That
the weak
is
spot.
that is why he's good.
you just shoot him till he's
you
dead.
shoot the helmet. He takes it off.
No,
and he charges
dude.
at
He
you.
can
Then
put
you
it
shoot
back
his head.
on.
He can.
He can put it back on. It's
He
so
puts
stupid.
it back on. He
It's
only
like
puts
if
it back
Marvel
on if
could
you're
regen
bad
his
at the
head,
game. He's only puts it back on if
That's
you're
like if
bad and
Marvel
you don't
could
shoot
regen-
him.
Yeah, but you sometimes you can't shoot him because you have to get space while he shoots his laser.
He keeps the same
and-
amount of health. He just puts it back on.
Well, okay, I didn't know that until you just said that, but
Yeah, you're
people that
bigoted.
don't know
You're
that,
bigoted. Yeah.
it seems like
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's on about. He's
Listen,
just mad because bad. All right. He's just mad because bad. All right.
my
I don't
microphone
even
cut
need
out,
to-
but
Yeah,
let's listen.
yeah.
Listen, when he shoots his laser, you literally can't do anything about that. If you try to stay still and just keep shooting him, you go down in a matter of seconds. You just shoot him till
You
he's dead.
run behind cover. You run
Yeah, it's
behind
stupid.
a wall.
And then he puts his helmet back on because you're running away from him, and like, and okay, honestly, that you're saying the helmet it doesn't really matter for his health, but for people that don't know that, it seems like he's just getting more health, and it's like, and when you get into the higher rounds, he has so much goddamn health, it's ridiculous. He's not a good boss. I think an example of a good boss is Shadows of Evil, dude. Listen, I love the Margwa, okay?
Is good, but
he's
the
better
Brute
than the Brute.
is good as well.
No, it's not. The Margwa's
Brute is
listen,
amazing, dude.
that's not true. He doesn't. I think a boss has to have like a really good weak spot. That's really like
The
you can
Brute
take advantage
has
of the
a weak spot. It's his head.
Yeah, it's dude, but you can't really take advantage of it. You still have to shoot like that weak spot a bunch of times. It's so boring to
That's
fight
what you
him.
do with weak spots. You shoot them.
You want to know an example of a good boss? All right, the Valkyrie. Okay.
The Valkyrie is the worst enemy ever implemented into zombies.
It's not. No,
they
it
will
is not.
third-party you from across the map.
They
and
won't.
They will
You're bad.
kill
You're
you
bad, bro.
instantly. 2 to 3 can spawn up at once, and
you are bad
alongside
at zombies if you get killed by a
manglers and
Valkyrie.
hordes of zombies. If
you
you
get
are
killed by a
past
Valkyrie
round
drone,
30, these things will absolutely
that's not
destroy
true.
you
I've
if you're
been to
not
round
paying
60.
attention.
I've been to round 60 on Gorod Krovi.
What are you? What strategy? What strategy?
Training in a small room where Valkyries can ambush you easily, dude.
Yo, yeah, dude.
Listen,
yeah. Dude.
I train where you build the shield and I close one door. The Valkyries can fly in. You just have to shoot their arms and then they rush you, and then you dodge the rush. They have a weakness, and when you exploit that, it's really
How
easy
am
to
I
exploit
expected to keep up with that when there's like 3 other manglers? There's a whole horde of
Dude,
zombies. They got my high school teacher, like algebra teacher. He's coming in after 20 years. I don't even know what's going on. There's
If you
so
shoot
much
the
happening.
if you shoot the mangler's arms and their head, even if you don't even shoot their head, they are super easy. Also, if you're getting rushed by a mangler on Gorod Krovi and you can't really shoot them, you just take your shield out and instant kill them with the shield charge. It's so easy. And you can also do that to Valkyries. The only thing I will say about Valkyries is when you get into the higher rounds, like I'm talking 80, 70s, 90s, they are kind of bullet sponges, and you have to, there's an exploit where you have to use the Dragon Strike to kill them.
They are bullet sponges much sooner than that.
That's not true. They are not really, I'm not talking bullet sponges, I'm talking bullet sponges in a way where you can put, your entire your entire gun's ammo in the 70s and the 90s, and they will not die.
They are awful.
But they are bullet sponges if you don't shoot their arms. You have to shoot their arms.
Designed enemies.
You
dude.
have to shoot their arms. It's not that hard, dude. And if you have the Valkyrie helmet, which is really easy to get, you do more damage to them. Easy stuff, dude. That's in defense of the Valkyrie, which I think I made a better case for it than you did.
I think all of that. No. Doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It makes a little bit of sense. It makes also. You got me all stirred up. In defense of Shangri-La, that's where this started. Okay.
In defense of Shangri-La.
What's your issue?
I just want to establish I don't hate Shangri-La. I really like Shangri-La. It's
but
just
you say
that
Shangri-La fucks you over. That is probably one of the easiest one maps. Dude.
Hello? We talking about the same Shangri-La here?
Yes, I
talking
am.
about the same Shangri-La?
It's very easy.
We talking about the one with the spikes and the mud trap designed to intentionally fuck you over alongside the napalms that can block entire lanes and streakers that can blind you and monkeys that can slap your kneecap?
Bro, don't even get me started on the fucking monkeys. And I'm defending the monkeys right now, okay? The monkeys are one of the best boss enemies in any map, okay? The monkeys, this is why the monkeys make Shangri-La easy. And that's because of ammo. You can get a max ammo from any single drop. It's the best thing ever. Also, I love the bosses in Shangri-La because they hurt you, but they also help you. besides the Shrieker's kind of fucking annoying. But I think the Shrieker can even do damage to zombies if you shoot him in a horde. I think. But so that's something about the Shrieker. The monkeys, first of all, if they grab a drop, you can turn it into a max ammo if you kill them at the right time.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. Is like you list all this out, all the abilities and stuff, and you're looking at it like, oh yeah, this all makes sense. This all like,
and it makes sense.
This is all
in
fine
the
in concept.
Too. No, it makes sense in gameplay.
You're running around on this small, narrow map with all of these traps and these walls coming down at you.
I was just getting to the traps.
These
I was
mixing
just. You didn't let
elements.
me finish. You didn't let me finish. I was just getting to the
traps.
Okay?
It's not good, man. It's not good.
When you get first I have to say the napalm. The napalm zombie is one of the most useful zombies ever. When you kill that dude, he leaves the fire on the ground, and that kills so many zombies right there. And if you're playing the BO1 version, you have PhD Flopper with the Mustang and Sally. Instant get the fuck out of my way weapon. It's great. If you're playing Black Ops 3, it's not really like that, but you can always get danger closest, I guess. Now the mud trap, dude. Even if you don't if you're going from the speed cola way to you're trying to get to spawn, if it doesn't take you to spawn, it takes you to the right where you can take the slide. The slide is right there. It's instantly. It's really easy to not get stuck in the mud. Just follow the path, and even if it's not taking you to where you want to go, you can just take the slide and go right there. Now, is that a little annoying for Pack-a-Punch? Maybe, but if you don't want to die,
it is very annoying. That's my point with BO1. All of the maps have multiple features that are designed to just annoy you. That is like the astronaut on Moon, the mud traps, and the bosses on Shang. Whether or not you like them, they are pretty annoying in most cases.
They're not annoying. They're not annoying in any cases, bro. I love Shang. That's one of the maps I always go back to play like a casual.
Dude, I always get cucked by a napalm zombie every time I play that map.
You just have to keep your distance and shoot them in like a hallway so they can kill a bunch of zombies that are rushing you.
It's always like I'm running away from a horde and then I just see a napalm zombie at the bridge or something and I'm just like, oh fuck. Like, I can't survive that. Like, how am I...
get your Mustang and Sally, dude, and just blow all the zombies.
I don't have a Mustang and Sally.
Well, you should get a Mustang and Sally if you're playing Shangri-La.
What if I'm playing BO3, though?
You can still use the Mustang and Sally. It's not as good because you don't have PhD, but it's still very useful.
Yeah, I'll just end up killing myself.
I'm telling you, I see Shangri-La as Doom Eternal, okay? Because they have very similar ways of dealing with like enemies. Because in Doom Eternal, there's all these different ways. Like it's like a combat puzzle in Doom Eternal. It's the same way in Shangri-La. It's a combat puzzle, okay? You have to figure out how to make the enemies and their annoyances work for you. And once you figure that out, once you get it all in your head, and you make the traps work for you, and I play Shangri-La all the time. The last time I played Shangri-La was the game I figured out how to use the traps correctly. That can hurt you. Like before that game I just played, I was just in your book. The traps are annoying, but I figured it out, and I was like, this all makes sense. You just gotta like connect the puzzle pieces, and once you do, like it all comes together. It's like it's perfect, dude. It's one of the best maps. A tier, dude.
It does reward like it rewards like knowing the map. It's just that like two players that I think it's basically just like if you don't have like a lot of time clocked in on it, if you don't know what's going on, it's not a friendly map whatsoever.
No, I
which
can
is
agree
I think
that,
is not how like I think a map that does that kind of thing really well is like Origins. Even though I don't really like Origins. Like with the Panzer, like normally if you don't know how to do anything, the Panzer awful on it. Origins.
Yeah, you have to get a staff for the Panzer.
You have to have a Boomhilda. You have to have a staff. You gotta like coordinate with your teammates. Like
The Panzers would make Origins a headache because you need to get that
yes.
staff before round 8 so you can kill the Panzer. It's like if you just like try, dude. I'd like to see you try kill a Panzer with a fucking MP40. Like,
Oh my
get the fuck
god,
outta
dude!
here.
Especially on Black Ops 2. Oh
Yeah, that the 2-hit system. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. On
God,
Origins.
that's terrible. I hate everything about that.
But I mean, wait. So what were you saying about Origins? Like you were like comparing it to Shangri-La. Where were you going? Where were you going with that?
I think that on Origins there's a skill ceiling, but in a different way, because Shangri-La is you have to maneuver around all the bullshit, and then on Origins you have to learn to maneuver like around. I guess I would say like not bullshit, just like slightly less annoying. It's not fair annoying design, more so like
I don't even think Origins. I think the annoyances between Shangri-La and Origins are like they're both annoying, I guess, to a certain like way. But like,
I think it's
like,
on Origins.
they're
It gives you
different
more.
annoyances.
It gives you more to deal with it.
There's different annoyances because the annoyances I don't really think they're annoyances, but what you're saying are annoyances in Shangri-La, and they are annoyances, I guess, if you don't know how to deal with them. But the annoyances in Shangri-La are more active, like they actively like can fuck you up if you don't know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And they're right there, like they fuck you up right then and there. But with Origins, the annoyance of Origins is having to remember everything, and that's not really active. That's just more like I have to remember to do all this shit. I have to remember to turn the dials for the lightning staff. I have to remember to where all the pieces are for all the different staffs. And when that gets annoying is when the Panzer shows up. It's not immediate like in Shangri-La where the trap just fucks you right there. What fucks you in Origins is you forgot to grab this part for the ice staff, and now it's round 8 and the Panzer's here, and that can be annoying because you just spent 30 minutes setting up, and now you're dead.
Yeah.
And you have to do it all over again. So I
guess
think it's a different way of annoying
I guess a
you.
better example would be like something like Spaceland.
Spaceland, yes.
Like, because Spaceland also has some elements of Shangri-La, like the bumper cars are very
Yes.
similar to the spike traps and all that, and
Yeah.
I guess the mud trap as well, if you really think about how it works. But like, just map
Those traps
elements. I think map
Aren't
elements
as hard to deal with.
that can kill you are a very interesting concept.
I like them. I think those are the two maps that do that. I think very well.
Yeah, dynamic maps are really interesting. I just don't
Yeah.
think that Shang does them in a way that I really like. Because I think
don't-
the spike traps are fine. The mud puzzle, the mud maze is really not
The mud
great.
maze is really easy, dude.
I know you can take the slide, but like when the like pack-a-punch panel is like right there at the bridge.
Dude, the
is
slide
awful.
takes you right to spawn, doesn't it?
No, the slide takes you to
no, it doesn't.
the right side.
No, it takes you to the water. It takes you to the water, right? But then you can just take the shortcut up to spawn. It's like,
yeah, but there's another
okay.
spike trap.
No,
And you'll have
no,
even
because
less time. It's on a timer as well.
No, what I'm saying, okay, listen, in Shangri-La, let's say you turn Pack-a-Punch on, right? And you turn Pack-a-Punch on by the bridge, okay? And you're trying to go to spawn so you can Pack-a-Punch. So you take the maze, and the maze takes you to the slide. You're like, fuck. Maybe instead of going down the slide, I'll just walk through the mud. Oh, Aaron's here. I'll just walk through the mud, right?
Yeah.
Now, the time it would take you to walk through the mud is the same amount of time it would take you to go down the slide and just take the shortcut up where the perk is. Right?
Well, welcome,
so,
Aaron.
You know.
We're talking about how Shangri-La is badly designed.
No, it's not badly designed, dude. That map is awesome. Listen,
Yes,
It's not badly
it would-
designed, is that there's barely any fucking space to move, but it's not like bad, it's just I mean, it's like, it can be bad, like in some
I
spots,
think
but for
that's
the most
just
part,
like a
it's pretty
personal
chill.
thing for the space. I don't really mind not
Yeah, I
having
think
one
the map
but
is
I
too,
can see
like-
why.
It's definitely hard, like, I guess... It's hard because of, like, partially because of, like, elements that are designed to be hard, and also because of elements that are just annoying.
Yeah.
That's, like, why
Like
I
all
only
fucking
play
special
Shang.
zombies.
Oh my
Like,
god.
you're in an enclosed area. There's a zombie that can reach like 15 meters in AOE when he explodes. There's
Yes.
the screecher.
That's
He
what I'm
slows
telling.
you.
It's what I'm
There's
telling
two-
Snowtech.
There's two.
No.
There's 4 slows in the map. There's the water. There's the mud. There's the spike trap slows you, and the screecher slows you. That's okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is it's you didn't hear me before because you weren't here, but it's a combat puzzle. You have to make them. You have to make all the annoyances
Yeah, I
work
don't have
for
a problem
you.
with that. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah, because I'm gonna repeat myself here for you, but the fire zombie, the napalm zombie can kill if it blows up. It can kill zombies around you. The mud, you can just take the shortcut back to spawn. It's not really that hard.
Yeah,
it's
especially
like,
once you like run through, like once you have experience them up to it, it's like not even ever a problem because you know the
Yeah.
exact paths it's gonna.
you have to
follow.
figure it out, and then you can make. But that's most maps. It just with most maps, figuring the map out is figuring out where all the parts are. And this map, the figuring out the map is figuring out how to like
maneuver.
It's like way different. It's a way different skill than just memorizing everything.
Yeah.
I think it's just a different skill, and so most zombies player load up and they're like, "What? I have to like fucking pay attention. What's going on here? I can't just train around
Yeah.
in a circle."
I'm hoping Cold War Zombies gonna have that. I like the other threats being available and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
not
think-
just memorizing things. It's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
map itself.
I've had the opinion that part collecting is just terrible, and
Yeah.
it should not be a thing. Like, it should not be. It can still be a
think if
thing.
we
I
have
think
one
buildables
spawn-
are still good, but like,
One spawn, 3 is too many.
Jesus Christ, it should not be essential to pack a punch. Like, that is what is.
Essential. I think it should be to pack a punch. Yeah, it should be essential.
Oh no.
I don't
Is-
think you should just be running around with a regular
I load
gun.
up BO4 and I look at like every single map and I'm like, oh, I gotta collect all of these parts to pack a punch. Like,
Oh, you're talking about like essential parts, right? I thought you meant just like pack a punching your gun was.
oh
actually, it
God,
shouldn't be
no,
essential.
no. I think, yeah, pack punching your gun should be like obviously
I was
part
like,
of
what are
it.
you talking about? Parts for like 3 spawns. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
should have
Hope it's
100% set spawns if there's gonna be like parts, and I think I want it to be more unique than an interactable. I want to actually have to look for the part, which means I want to know what I'm looking for, but actually have to like find and pick it up. I don't want the game to tell me to. I don't want to scan walls, you know. I want to.
Yeah,
I want the game to give me like a design of like, you gotta build this. It's like, and it's like, oh, I can find that on this, and then you actually go and find it and you pick it up. It doesn't. You don't scan
Exactly.
the wall for item.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I love how Spaceland does that, where you have to like to get certain parts, you have to do certain things. Like you have to get the trap kills, you have to get the coins to get the parts for the shredder,
Yes,
the
yes.
wonder weapons. Spaceland does that.
They're not just
perfectly for parts.
laying on the ground in a
Yeah.
corner next to a table.
The
Like,
only parts that are laying on the ground is like the Steadicom and all that. But for the wonder weapons, it's so simple. Like it's not simple. You're not scanning walls. Like that's ridiculous. BO4 and Dogger Toad indeed scanning walls for parts. That's
yeah,
what that
dude,
happens.
dude. Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
I really that's a good point. I hate
The
scanning
worst
walls.
offender is Dead of the Night by far. Like,
Oh yeah, indeed.
what is it, like 14 different whole sets of buildable parts? Like, get out of here with that. That's the worst. No one wants to memorize all of that when they're playing zombies. I feel like I'm taking a college course
I-
whenever I start up Dead of the Night.
I want an active, like I want it to be active, like I'm actually doing things. I don't want to be like there's a difference
Yeah.
with parts where it can be an active part where you're doing certain things like to get a part, you know. But when it's like inactive, you just it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, and I think when there are parts, it should be just obvious where they are. It like lighting and all of that they already kind of do it, but it needs to be done a
Yeah.
lot better. Just
The
make it
parts have to look
absolutely
unique.
obvious. Make it
They have to
just
look unique too.
yeah.
I don't like that we have to. The zombie's gonna be the last thing to be revealed. Though it's a little weird to me.
Yeah. I'm sick of like just waiting at this point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick of waiting. That's pretty much it.
It's coming out in November, and like we haven't even gotten zombies.
We're getting
yet.
a reveal. I think it's been like I heard someone say it's like October reveal, which is like ugh.
Oh
Just,
god!
like,
Hopefully
God.
there's a little nugget.
The person who's creating zombies or behind the scenes of it said 46 weeks, but that was 2 weeks ago. So you know.
Oh my god.
46 weeks.
Yeah, so
Jesus,
we're
Lord.
probably 4 weeks away. So you're probably right, but either end of this month or beginning of October.
Dude, I would hate that. I just want to know what's going on with zombies right now. Like, who's directing it? Who's like what's the
I want
perk
everything to be a
system?
surprise.
What?
I definitely want everything to be one big surprise. I just want it to
Yeah.
be good. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not even like waiting for it because I've just been playing like a lot of other
Like,
games.
even show us gameplay. Like, I don't even care
I
about
think
like.
they should have a zombies beta,
I mean,
like, for every game.
I think they might have a leak for the multiplayer reveal. They might leak something.
Yeah,
I would like.
I would love to have a zombies leak at this point. I just don't
just
care.
a nugget, dude. Just a nugget, bro. I just want like a zombie model.
With your nugget.
Show me a
Love you,
texture
zombie.
of a zombie. Like, that's all I need. Like,
T-posing. I don't even care. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
I've been
rendered.
watching so much Mr. Garlic, and there was old scrapped zombie concepts for like really cool looking fucking creatures, and like if they make it into the game and they actually use those, that's gonna be sick. They
Yeah,
look like
dude.
vile. It's like Left 4 Dead 2, like bloaters and stuff. It's like,
God,
like,
yeah.
I would love different type of zombie, like, what do you call them, like bosses and things like that. I really hope they do like a Vietnam, like a swampy like map would be cool. That's not
Yeah.
Shangri-La.
Yes.
And, like,
All I
Vietnam with all
hope
these
is that it's
characters and
not
helicopters.
just another snow map. I
Snow
don't want
map,
it. I
yes.
don't want another snow
I just
map.
want it- I don't think it has to. I don't really have anything particular. Like, oh, it doesn't have to be that, or it has to be this. It just has to be fun. That's literally.
Yeah, I want the classic perk system. I want like good HUD.
I can't believe we have to say this.
Yeah,
I
I
want
want-
the classic perk system and a good HUD. That seems like the bar is set
you should
so
have to
Yeah.
tell
low.
that to a fucking game developer who has spent his entire life dedicated to like coding and.
The bar is so low. I want a good HUD in my video game, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It puts it into perspective just how bad BO4 was.
Yeah, we've
Like-
been treated so bad. Our bar is like set the lowest it could possibly be.
I forgot about that game. I'm playing so much League. I forgot about the fucking game. Like that game is.
If we
locked
just,
away in
if
my
we
head.
just,
It's
literally,
so-
if they just give us
Yeah, we brought it back.
BO1, like, with new maps, I'm fine with it. They, like, Jesus Christ, like, I would not even complain. I just
No,
want,
dude, it's
like,
the next evolution of zombies. You didn't
Yeah,
say
I
this?
don't want to expect. I don't want anything I'm
If I-
expecting interesting things, dude. That's all.
if I see the phrase "next evolution of zombies,"
They said that already.
it was
They
in
said
the
it.
written text, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Dude.
They said that on their website. It's
If
written on their
I
website
hear
for
them
Black
say
Ops as
we
well.
wanted to innovate with this Call of Duty, I'm going to actually go to Santa Monica and just burn
But-
down Treyarch
okay,
Studios,
Santa
dude.
Monica.
Dude,
Yeah, because that's where Treyarch is.
Oh, really?
It's a yeah.
I am going to actually like commit a violent
know,
act.
no.
Like,
Jeez.
You know it's funny now because Black Ops 4 was like fixing stuff that wasn't broken, but now they have to fix it because they broke it. With Black Ops, like they have to fix it now. So if
No,
they
no,
are
it's
innovating,
because-
they're probably innovating to go back to Black Ops 3.
Let's talk about
Zombies.
let's talk about some good stuff because fuck BO4 and I've already watched that out of my head. I've watched that absolute trash out of my head.
Yeah,
and I
you're
don't wanna
right. It's
talk
probably
about it.
not good to
So
compare.
let's talk about
Yeah.
what they could take from
Story.
good games like BO3, what advice they could take from their old games and then put into it, which is like their
oh
sliding.
god,
their
there's
mobility
so
system.
much.
Their mobility
Sliding is already
I don't-
confirmed.
Yeah, it's
At
already good,
this
which is good,
point-
so we're probably gonna have good mobility. That's gonna
Yo,
be
at this point, like, I feel like if G Slide wasn't some kind of glitch in the BO3 system, they would have just brought it back by now. I feel like G sliding, or what do you call it, B hopping is what people call it, is lit. I think that was a glitch. I don't even think you were supposed to be able to
I
do that.
fucking call it
'cause-
G sliding because I'm retarded. I don't know.
yeah, I did too as well. But B hopping, because Infinite Warfare has the same engine just updated, and there's no B hopping in that. Like, and BO4 as well.
Also,
I feel
know it's
B
I
hopping
did
was just
also
a
another
glitch.
thing. Like the last game, we had high expectations. It failed, but this one, I only have high expectations, not because I'm just being like recklessly like excited. It's because they literally are. I mean, first of all, what they showed already is amazing. What am I like? So that's
Yeah.
really good. And they're also they are very prepared. Like they are very excited to show like everything. So I think they have like a lot of confidence. So I think it's gonna be good.
And I'm kind of glad they. I mean, I liked Lundell and all these people, but I'm glad we got some new people.
Yes.
For zombies.
That, I was
Yeah,
about to
I'm-
say that. I was about to say that. Blundell, it happened with Jimmy, and it looked like it happened with Blundell. They got way too, like, up
Into
their
their own
own
shit.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially near the end with Blundell. Like,
who was the dude that did? Was
Oh.
that Cameron Dayton who did IW and was
that was Lee
Yeah,
Ross.
right.
Lee Ross
Lee
did
Ross, yeah,
IW.
He Ross? Yeah, he was at IW, and even though I liked him and he got like fired or what he quit Treyarch. Like, I'm just glad there's nobody that we know. Like, it's all new people,
Exactly.
or at least, yeah, it's all fresh.
Because now
For
we
zombies
won't.
movie.
Now it's not like, oh, this person has done good things before, so we already
Yeah,
trust them.
there's no
No, you have to make us
expectations.
trust you. You have to do something good to prove yourself, and just actually make a.
Trust is
There's not a
earned.
formula. I hope they're not basing anything off of a formula.
Yeah, you don't need a formula. Like, I don't think they understand. You don't need a formula to have a good game.
Just make a cool survival map, dude. Like with
No.
add some layer, add some complexity, but make sure that the casual experience is put first. That's all I ask.
I think that okay, so we're gonna have this game that's gonna come out. Let's say the first map or the first two maps. I think there's gonna be two maps when it comes out. Let's say they're really good, and that's what I'm hoping for. That they're really good. But I think we gotta watch out. Even if the first maps are good, we gotta watch out for the rest of the season. We can't just write it off.
Yeah,
This is
Of
amazing.
course.
'cause-
If I'm
Yes.
okay, here the first map comes out and we're enjoying it. That's great because I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make content off that too because I want to get into making content.
yeah,
again.
same.
So that would be cool.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna like dive into the fact that this is gonna be a thing we're gonna keep doing, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Because-
gonna like don't take that as a thing like I'm not gonna enjoy it. We're gonna probably
Of
enjoy
course.
it. I have confidence.
I'm hoping
just
all
not
the
gonna
season
have
is good.
patience.
But if
Yeah.
you look at the other like games, especially what do you call it, World War II and Infinite Warfare, the first maps, Final Reich and Zombies in Spaceland, were fucking amazing. They were quality. They were like amazing launch maps, and they made everybody excited for those zombie games. And then the subsequent maps to that season,
And they just
they
failed
just
to.
they just failed to
going.
live up to Zombies in Spaceland and Final Reich.
A lot of people like don't know what to do. That's why, like you said, like you brought up, it's good that there's new people because hopefully these people are good with like shining the spotlight. When they get credited for having good ideas, they're happy about it. They're not like, oh shit, what do we do now? I don't have any other
Yeah.
ideas, right? Like
They're not trying. Like they're not being
Better be
pressured. They're
some
just making what they
we
want.
we need new blood with new ideas that aren't hung up on which is why I'm just gonna say Ether being dead should stay dead. We should not be hung up on previous ideas. Oh, how do we
Whoever
continue
keeps
the lore?
saying,
How do
"Yo,
we
bring this back, bring that back, dude? Shut up!
shut up?
New
That's
shit.
what is killing. That is what is killing the mode because you can't get super creative when you're brought down, when you're tied down to the
Exactly.
ground.
Creativity is
by all
limited
this stuff.
if by your own old ideas. If you just fucking
If
keep
they're
it-
gonna,
That's what made BO1 and IW so good in that regard. Is just like they didn't care. Like in BO1, you go from a theater to the Pentagon. You go to an ancient forest. You
Yeah,
go to the
you just-
moon. You go to the moon. Like
They were just doing what they wanted. They didn't, and they weren't even tied to the story. They were just like, we want to make a jungle map. We want to make a moon map.
They make the story around
Around,
what
yeah,
they
they
wanted
made the
to
story
do.
around the maps. Exactly. They didn't go, the transit characters are in Mob of the Dead, so we have to make a map in Mob of the Dead because that's where they go to in between Gargoyle and Tsubuno Shima.
Yeah,
They
so-
didn't care about. They were like, who cares where they go? They're going to
think-
the fucking moon. We
yeah.
want them to go to the moon.
The
so
biggest
that's what the
example,
story
I
is.
think, the biggest example is Die Rise because literally they just want to do a China map and they just said,
Yeah,
how do we get them
it's
there?
so
We just
filler.
teleport them. We just
Yeah, it's
teleport
so
them there.
filler, dude.
Like,
That was so lazy.
Yeah, but it's lazy. But they just wanted them to go to Die Rise, so they were like, "We want to
Yeah.
make this map."
And
And
then-
that's what I think they should do. But
then
not,
with
like,
Buried,
that doesn't-
I-
they
I-
just had him walk. They had him
I don't
walk
think
from
they- I don't
China
think
to
they should-
Angola.
I don't think they should like execute it kind of recklessly like that, but they should definitely like have that kind of
Yeah.
creativity, like mindset.
Yeah,
Like, come up with a cool
I see
idea,
what you're
then
saying.
think of a way to tie it in that makes sense. Like, that's just
I also think
what I
that
want.
when it comes to the story, if they're gonna do a new story, this is what kind of fucked up all of the last new stories. Every single zombie story that's new that wasn't the premise, what do you call it, the Ether story.
Yeah.
Like every single story, they started way too strong with their story. They didn't let us ease into it. IW is like starts off right off with like all this fucking Willard Wyler shit. Advanced Warfare is fucking crazy. Chaos storyline is like, what is even going on? I don't care because it's like it's in my face.
Yep.
But Ether is just like Noctur and Toten.
I think benefit
like
of the doubt here,
man.
devil's advocate for Chaos
so
storyline, right?
Okay.
If they had started with Dead of the Night, then Voyage, and then had 9 as a DLC map, it would have been
but I don't think
so
no
much
matter
better.
what they did, it wouldn't have succeeded.
It wouldn't
No,
have,
I
because
think
Ether...
If 9 was DLC 1, that would everybody would come back and it was well advertised. 9 is such a good map, that would have been like...
Ether...
Actually, I don't know, because Ancient Evil no one came back for. I don't even think that's right, because
no one cared about
Evil
Ancient
was...
Evil because Dead of the Night was such a flop.
But even
That's
then,
what I
Ancient
think.
Evil was the best map ever, like, for that game. One of the best maps. I personally like 9 more, but... Seriously, it's like, if Ancient Evil couldn't save BO4, I don't even think restructuring what map came out would even matter, because if Ancient Evil couldn't save it,
I'm just saying, like, it would have gotten a lot more people invested in the Chaos story, I think, or just eased into it, because with Voyage, it's just like, who are these guys? Why are they on this boat? Who is the Order? What is this artifact? What is happening?
Yeah.
Whereas Dead of the Night, it introduces everything. It tells you, like, in a simple, like, understand way. Like, the only thing Voyage introduces to you in a good way is the characters, is the crew, because that's
you
just
don't care
the
about the
cutscene.
characters.
And yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
care
thing.
about
You
the
don't if you don't care
characters
about
at
the
all.
universe they're in, you won't care about the characters.
And that's what Ether does so good. And I'm saying I want Ether back. I'm just making this as a good example of what they should do. Is what Ether did is it just brought us these fun characters, and then what made the Ether storyline was not any of the bullshit. It was the characters. You have to start with strong, likable characters that aren't built around the story. The story is built around the characters, and I know that that's not usually what you do for stories. Like, you want to make a good story, but seriously, in this co-op game mode where you're these characters, you want to hear fun quotes. You want to hear all the
Yeah,
fun
you're
stuff, and then
going
you
to be
want the
hearing them
storyline.
every single time you play.
And then you're like,
For
I love
possibly
these
hours.
characters. I love these characters so much, and you just want to see their adventures. You don't really care about the story itself. You care about what the characters are doing in the story.
And that's why Victus was so negatively received, was because they're not those characters. They're just not as good. They're not up to, not up to the standard that Ultimus built, or even the Celebrity Cast built.
None of the crews are. No crew is up to the standard. I don't even think Primus is up to the standard of Ultimus. Ultimus is such a good crew because you love them instantly. You
That's
love
not really true, though.
instantly. No, I love Primus. I think Primus
Also,
is
they're still the same
second
fucking people.
character. They're the same people, but in Origins, I think they get better in BO3.
They're developed differently. I think that's
They get better in BO3. I think but when you first introduce them in Origins, like the Primus Origins characters, they're so flat. They're no fun allowed, right? They're just like.
I like the series straight.
Yeah, I think
I guess
I
it
like
is
Ultimus
just,
better, even though I love the way Primus is written. I love, like, just the way they interact with each other as the BO3 season, like, goes on, and, like, they start to trust each other and all that. It's just Ultimus works better for the mode.
Okay, so you're saying that, like, Ultimus, like, in terms of a group, like their interactions, like how they all work together is way more entertaining.
When
Primus is more just kind of a straightforward, like, just a story built. They're not really, like, they grow attached to each other, but they're not really all, like...
Primus is good writing, it's just not good, like,
with Ultimus,
to listen to on repeat.
You love them, dude. Yeah, you love Ultimus because of just the way they interact with each other instantly. With Primus, you have to, like, grow. They kind of grow on you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Primus.
So it's a different way of doing it. But what I'm saying is, with Cold War, you can't introduce the Cold War Zombies map with a Primus crew. You have to introduce them with an Ultimus crew where you love them fucking instantly, so you get right into it.
That's why, even though I don't think the image was supposed to be that, that's why I got so excited when I saw Woods on that preview image. I was like, oh my god, they're actually, like, giving us a fun mode. But, you know, it was just, they took it down, so it's like, oh, alright. But I hope that, I would hope that, because That's the biggest thing about zombies. You keep playing it over and over, and you play it for hours on end, and it's a mode. It's the most replayable mode in the entire game. I think
Warzone now as well. I like
Warzone and multiplayer. It's like, yeah, it maybe a little, but like
what do you call it? They're
zombies. That's like I've heard a lot of complaints that the conversations, the dialogue in the first few rounds. A lot of my friends that don't really play a lot of zombies, they get tired listening to that over and over again, which is like
they always love Ultimus. They always
do. And people that don't play zombies love Ultimus because
they don't even know what their fucking names are. They're just like, yeah, I love that Russian dude, that Nazi scientist.
Exactly. They're just fun, likable characters.
Right off the bat, literally instantly.
It's because you're just like, oh, I guess I'm playing this funny shoot game, and it's like, oh, this drunk Russian dude just said some dumb shit about his wife. Like, come on, you love it. Like,
yeah.
I just hope that comes back. That's kind of like what I'm missing is just the fun factor from BO4.
But to be honest, I feel like we're harping on about characters too much because, I mean, at the end of the day, the first map to hook everybody was Noctur Toten, which had silent fucking soldier characters. So I really hope they can pull both of those together, and if they can't pull them both together, I feel like they should focus on the gameplay more than the characters.
It is the game, because
yeah.
A lot of time I've been playing zombies recently is just like
also,
I got headphones in listening to something else.
Thing. I mean, I'm just saying for me, I 100%. This gameplay needs to be good because I love going for high rounds, speedrunning first streams, all that shit. Dude, going through those records is so fun.
Because the story and the character is kind of artificial. You can always just ignore that, but the gameplay really needs to be good. Like.
That's
like the high round and speedrun community for BO3 was so great even years after it came out.
Yeah.
And even a little bit in the beginning of BO4 was kind of fun.
Like with BO3, there's just so many ways to like to just like maximize your time spent in the run, or like minimize, I guess, because you know.
Yeah. they gotta bring Gobblegum back, I think, too, because that just made it a lot of fun.
Awesome system. I'd love to see that again.
I know, right?
World War II consumable system,
100%.
but with Gobblegum.
Consumables.
Yeah, and
you couldn't make it worse than Nebulium. I swear to God, like when you loaded into the Nebulium shop too, and you just saw everything, it was just blinded.
Yeah, who cared? Nobody
cared. There was nothing interesting. No, like literally all the buffs were like, oh, this revives you. Like, it always did one direct thing, and it was just boring. Gobblegums they did some kooky random shit, or like for like players that took the game seriously, you could like abuse classic Gobblegums and they'd actually be just as good as like megas, like Alchemist.
Yeah, Alchemical, and then they made Alchemical a fucking they made it a mega Gobblegum, so you had to pay for it. It was so stupid.
Like people were just finding strats every day with new Gobblegums, and so sick.
Yeah, I remember it was like, oh, did you know you can use head drama to kill the boss and Der Eisendrock super fast?
You can one-tap every Panzer, and that decreases the speedrun time by like fucking 5 minutes.
Dude, pop shocks on the Panzer, you remember that? Knifing the Panzer?
Oh my god, I forgot about that!
No,
bro,
it was originally pop shocks on the Margwa.
Dude, the Margwa...
Oh yeah, pop shocks on the Margwa, yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
I forgot about that. That was like the strat.
Everybody used to do that, man.
And I remember when we used to do Easter eggs, we used to experiment with Gobblegums. Like, ooh, maybe when we're doing the shadow stuff where you have to protect the flag, we'll use fear in the headlights to make it easier. Maybe we'll do the. It was like so fun to just experiment with the Gobblegums. There was that whole series.
Dude, Mythbusting Mondays with Codename Pizza, dude. Have you seen a BO4 episode of Mythbusting Mondays?
No one cared.
No one
cared. I was just gonna say
it's all still BO3. It's all still BO2. It's all still BO1.
And people that complain, oh, makes it too overpowered. Dude, you can just not use Gobblegum. It's so easy.
Yeah, honestly.
To not use Gobblegum. Like you just don't use it.
Use it. Yeah.
With BO4 elixirs, it's on your screen. It's taking up like 5% of your screen on the HUD. Like it's just staring at you like.
It's like begging you to fucking click on it.
It's
yeah,
like,
because they want you to keep spending money.
Especially because Anywhere But Here is like
the
the most overpowered thing in all of BO4. Like you're in any bad situation, just like tap down on the D-pad. You're just like, yeah, I'm Anywhere But Here and bye, bitch.
I don't
like.
They can't have BO4 had way too many. I know we said we weren't going to compare, but I'm just going to make this one last thing.
There's
BO4,
so many crutches.
BO4 should not have. BO5 should not have many crutches. BO4 had like the fucking specialist, the Anywhere But Here that everybody always had on all the perks. It was
The
kind of
Wraith
ridiculous.
Fire.
The Wraith
If I
Fire.
see a Wraith Fire, I am rioting in this game, dude. Get it out of here.
They can't have as many crutches. I think a one crutch wonder weapon is good enough, like the lightning bow or the Maristagla.
Do Dying Wish?
That really is it.
Who came up with
Like,
Dying Wish? Which one?
Maybe a gobblegum here or there, but if you're just like crutching every time you go down, like you should be going down in zombies. Like if you're getting cornered in zombies and you don't have a wonder weapon, you should be going down. There's no way you should get out of that. Like BO4 was way too easy in that regard.
Yeah. And the zombie AI, it certainly didn't help that the zombie AI was just like, it
No,
would
the
always
zombie
spawn
AI
ahead of you, and it would always super sprint at you in like any good
That game
round.
was fucking glued together, I swear to God.
Dude,
The zombie AI in BO from Cold War, I really hope they're doing it from scratch. They should not port any zombie AI from any game.
God, I
Maybe
hope.
No
BO3.
gluing. No cutting and gluing, dude.
Yeah, but it seems like they're doing that, Aaron, because they said that. Well, at least Spinactor told me that it's going to be a combination of the Modern Warfare engine and the BO3 engine. So that
no, that's what I said. They said they're not really confident about it. They said it's supposed to be a culmination of their best and worst, or no, sorry, their best mistakes and learning from their worst mistakes. That's all.
maybe, but
the one thing
but
that concerns
the
me
engine
is
a
I
little
think
blue.
I remember seeing a health bar in the alpha gameplay. I don't
Stop
remember.
shouting.
So I
the
don't
health
know.
bar. Yeah, I don't remember that. I hate the mini map, dude. The mini map is still fucked. I
Give me
really
the HUD.
hope.
Let me see the HUD, please. Like, let me see gameplay of the game. That is all I ask.
A couple more weeks. It's not even that far. Think about it.
It's 3 days away. The multiplayer.
I would hope
reveal.
so. I would.
We'll see if it's something there. It's whatever.
We gotta do another podcast when the multiplayer comes out.
Yeah, why not?
If there's anything
I'm
to
a
talk
bit
about, even, because like,
Yeah, might as well just wait.
Yeah,
Honestly.
true.
I don't know. Yeah, because like, what are we gonna say about multiplayer? It's not like any of us play Call of Duty multiplayer. Like,
I mean,
I 100% will
if
play
the
it.
multiplayer is good, I will play it. That's but Modern Warfare. I think the last good multiplayer was World War II. To be completely honest,
Yeah.
That was like
good,
my
good
favorite.
to know our thoughts are summed up, and if it's good, I will play it.
yep.
Yeah,
Like, we're on
sure.
the same page.
If it's not Black Ops 4, I'll play it.
I'll play
That's
it.
pretty much everybody's opinion. If it's not Black Ops 4,
And I've
anything
seen
but
people.
that.
I've seen people on like Twitter and on the fucking like the trash Reddit like. Just like,
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
you're
stay
hating on
away from
BO4, how original. We're hating on it because it's bad! Like, it's not good at all!
Yeah, Dick, stop. Put it to rest.
I do.
In a ditch alone.
It's like, oh,
I
you're
do
just
kinda feel like-
bandwagoning, it's a shit game!
I do kind of feel like Aaron's a little right. Like we talk about BO4 just all like way too much. We do kind of like
Yeah, we're...
kind of chill.
I talk
Like,
about
maybe-
BO4 so
I
much
just
because
forgot
I'm
about it. I've
just
been thinking
I'm
about it.
so concerned that it's just
I
going
kinda
to
agree with you.
it's just gonna build off of that. That is
Yeah,
my biggest
it's kind of
concern.
hard not to be concerned, I guess, but
Because everybody was so excited, and they just like basically behind our backs until launch week. They were just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be like BO3 but better." And it's like,
yeah, that was the advertising. Basically, it was so.
we had no inclination that any of this stuff would be the way that it was. And I
Yeah.
don't like that it's still like that. I don't like that they haven't told us anything at all. Like, we should know
Yeah,
at
that
this
is
point.
kind of concerning.
We do know it's going to be in 3 to 4 weeks from now. We'll end this month and or beginning of next. It's just patience at this point. A little more patience.
It is
and we're-
patience. It is very
So-
much a patience thing.
Balloons, get out! Get out!
Are you guys looking for like any other games that are coming out? Looking forward to any other
No, I just
games?
playing League. That's it.
Ooh.
I really like games. Diablo 4, but that's like a while.
Diablo 4, yeah, that's
Only
that's a long
thi-
one.
only
I'm
other
not concerned
thing I
myself
can
about
think
stuff that's
of.
come out, like, for a while. Long time.
I might play it on the channel, but Crash 4 is coming out.
Yeah. The only other game I'm looking forward to is Cyberpunk. I have that pre-ordered.
Oh my
But
God.
our games that we're looking forward to are like so different. Diablo. I mean, I'm looking forward to Diablo as well.
Diablo 4,
Crash,
Crash 4,
and
dude.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, dude.
Yeah,
Call of Duty is the
Completely
glue.
different
Alright, it is the
Yeah.
glue.
that holds our conversations together.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I think.
Well, how long have we been going?
Well, we've been going for about 50 minutes here. Any concluding
Alright.
thoughts, because this seems to be wrapping up near the end?
Nah, man, I pretty much said what I had to say. I made my peace with with
I made my
Wandahar.
peace with
Go ahead.
Vandahar, Blundell, God himself.
Yeah.
This has been the special podcast, and we will see you on the next episode, hopefully after Zombies gets any sort of nugget of information. Bye-bye.